It's one of the best podcasts ever. Ever. Top 5 dead or alive.
Caviar. I'm your host, Tony, in the ministry of Silly Talks with Graham in the building. What's happening?
Wow, I jumped on it. What's going on, man?
Not much, man.
Yeah. That actually just reminded me that I keep forgetting to mention the ministry of Silly Talk when I intro my episode. I need to start doing that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm making a note.
Yeah, I mean, this is your ministry, after all.
It is, it was my dumbass idea.
Oh, man, it's the end of a beautiful week. We got the air show going on outside. It's pretty cool. Right on cue.
Yep,
that's crazy.
There's some jet engines going over.
Yeah. It's something that is cool when you see it, but once you've seen one of them, you pretty much seen them all.
Well, in the week of the air show, everyone's like super excited. Like, I get to go on the base.
Yeah.
Get to see the planes. And I'm like, yeah. I don't mean to be jaded, like,
man,
but,
it's hard not to be.
Like, seen some pretty cool shit up close.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's hard not to be.
It's like, man, I saw somebody seen a picture of the plane that we used to work on, and I'm just like,
the line to walk in and see.
From one end to the other.
Spoiler alert, it looks like an old bus.
Yeah. I can understand why it would be exciting, because if I never even knew what this plane was and I got the opportunity to walk through it, that's exciting.
Should be a disclaimer though before you get in line, like what you're about to see. There's no aliens in there.
There's nothing special in there. It is nothing that you think is cool. Temper your expectations and just enjoy. Don't touch anything. No pictures.
No pictures. It's really important. Anybody else knowing about how
even
that
if
bus
you took
works?
a picture, even if you took one and like sold it to someone else, they'd be like, "What the? There's no way."
Yeah,
like, nah, fuck no.
That's what they're using.
That's what they're using. Yeah. Get the fuck out. Kill them. I don't give a shit. Kill them. You're wasting my time. You gotta go. I'm sorry. This isn't real.
I remember that distinctly. My first day in the operational Air Force, going on the flight deck of a KC-135. It's an in-air refueler. It's
Oh yeah.
Excuse me. It's just this super cool plane. It's been around forever. And like you expect to go in there and it's like being in a spaceship, and that's how I was describing it. I went up there and I was like, it looks like a bus.
Right.
Like the front seat, like the seats are all old. Like the seats are like from the 50s.
It is, that's exactly what it looks like. And I thought it was gonna be some cool
analog
shit too.
Displays and
shit. It's weird. I always like the wind up clock that we had here. I was like,
the little flight engineers panel is full of like dials.
And then when you hit test,
buttons.
It's like so loud because it's moving all those fucking rotating all those dials at the same
it's
time.
It's
like, oh my god. You still get the job done.
Yep.
And we're still the best the best military in the world.
Yeah.
You other countries are fucked.
That's saying something, though.
Yeah, it is.
If that's what we're working with.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, Jesus Christ. What else? I wanted to say something while we're Dick Riding America.
Okay.
Real quick.
Let's do it.
I was watching First Man again, the story of Apollo 11, the Apollo program, actually. And then culminated with Apollo 11 and Neil Armstrong going on the moon and all that shit. And I remember the episode we did when we were like, we got a moon.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty awesome, man.
It's America's moon.
Yeah. I was thinking about And I started thinking about like warp speed and then going to Mars and all that shit.
Yeah.
And man, after that episode that we did with yours that we just got finished, the 1 Gram Army podcast, those robots may be an integral part of those missions.
Oh, I kind of wish I'd have brought that up.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. And those are kind of the robots I've been kind of talking about.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Send a couple of those in folded up in a briefcase,
Fuck
in
yeah.
a briefcase sized spaceship.
Oh yeah.
And
that's it.
I feel like you could get that move. I think, and that's the other thing too. You could get a lot of those into space for way cheaper than it costs to put people. Because they say it costs what, like $10,000 a pound right now.
Yeah, that's
it's
the
like the going rate
now.
on getting 1 pound of something into orbit.
Right.
And then once you get it into orbit, obviously you have to get it to escape orbit.
Yeah.
And head towards its destination. But I feel like whatever sort of it is cool doing that. I don't know if people are gonna be able to hear the jets going by.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
But once you get it out of orbit,
yeah,
whatever sort of experimental propulsion system you want to use, I feel like you could test it on a lot of those because
yeah,
it'd be cheaper and less of a PR boner if you blow them up.
We're doing a good job of selling these robots to the general public. Yeah. No, actually, no. That's a bad idea.
No, it's a bad idea.
Don't ever do that. Matter of fact, scrap the whole program.
Kill it now.
Yeah, humans need to be there. Okay, period. All right, we're at the top of the triangle. If you want to stay at the top of the pyramid, you gotta stay at the top of the pyramid.
Yeah, don't stop building our replacements.
Yeah. Oh man, that reminds me. When I was, single after divorce shit. I was talking to a girl. You never want to introduce somebody that can easily replace you.
Right.
And that is something that, damn, that was a crazy flashback. But
weird.
Yeah. But I agree.
I didn't see it.
On top of the pyramid.
Yeah.
Is where you want to stay at, all right?
Yeah.
Damn. Jeez. This podcasting shit is so fun.
It's
fucking amazing.
It's never not fun.
You get a blank.
Quit playing.
You get a blank sheet of paper every week.
Yep.
And even if you plan on it, like I do, if every episode has a topic here and there, unless it's one of the loosies that I like to call them. But I mean, you once you hit record, like we said before, it's just you go.
Yep.
And that's fucking amazing.
I just hope you get somewhere. It's a fun journey.
Yeah. What else I was going to talk about? I read a story about counterfeit.
All controlled by the white majority in America.
Damn it, I forgot he said the controlled by thing. For some reason I thought, because when you were like, I read an article about, I thought he was just going to be like the white majority. Damn it. Sorry.
We had, there's a lot of illnesses reported from people using vapes now.
I would like to talk about this.
Yeah. I read a story about a guy who got really sick after using a counterfeit vape cartridge that was made in China.
Yep.
The problem with that is China makes them very cheap over there. Sometimes and I read it in this article, it's by like Leafy or some shit. I'll figure it out later. But they make the cartridges over there, very cheap labor. Sometimes they have lead that's incorporated into it, either in the paint or in the metals itself. Yeah. When they make the cartridges, they clean them off with like diesel fuel, and some of that seeps into it. And if the cartridge is good, you got to worry about the juice that's inside the cartridge. So a lot of deaths have been reported.
What are we up to?
I think it's 13.
13.
I want to say it's 13. Doctors don't really know what it is. They're leaning towards the vitamin E compound that's in the juice. But there is a district in LA, I believe it was called the Toy District, where all the old toy stores used to be in this area, or where they were manufactured.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that area before. Yeah. I think people kind of famously photograph things there. Yeah,
now it is the counterfeit vape capital of, if not the country, then this part of the world. The reporter in this article went through all the stores, and then they're all like wholesale, where they have racks and racks and racks of this stuff, and you don't know where it comes from. The problem is it turns into one big off the books money thing, where people buy these cheap things. They buy the cheap liquid, they buy the cheap cartridges, combine them together, sell them. You make all this money. You don't have a license, so you can't just go to a bank with like wads of cash, because they're going to start asking what the hell is going on. but it has fueled a whole environment and a whole what is it? What's the word I'm thinking of?
An uproar.
An uproar.
Epidemic.
And that too. But yeah, it's a whole economy.
Yeah,
there it is. A whole economy of counterfeit things that are actually killing people. These aren't like counterfeit shirts. These aren't like counterfeit. These aren't like the bootleg movies and all that shit. This goes along with the robots and how technology in itself is becoming more and more prevalent in our society, and now it's really starting to affect us in ways that we can't stop. We saw what Boston Dynamics has done. We talked about that on your episode, and how they're really at the starting point of being mass produced and infiltrating every family.
Yeah. And
now we have vapes, which were originally seen as the safer alternative to cigarettes. We have them, they're unregulated, which I'm not really mad at per se, but when you get people that sell the counterfeit juice, the counterfeit cartridges, the people that build their own rigs and they explode. I think they had somebody that locally that had their shit, their thing, and blew up in their mouth. It's terrible.
I have a conspiracy angle on this vape thing, though.
Oh, really?
If
Okay.
you're interested.
Yes. Hell yeah.
This is just something I've been kicking around in my head since this story first broke. So, initially, when the story first broke, too, what I noticed was, I kind of got to walk you back here, but so, like, we're basically living in a world where if a Democrat gets elected and you have a Democratic Congress, we're probably looking at federally legalized, at least medicinal marijuana, if not recreational, coming up within the next couple of administrations.
That's true.
What I've seen a lot of now is all of these articles about how marijuana, triggers psychotic episodes in some people who are sensitive to it.
Really?
Right. Which is accurate in the most like gun to your head courtroom sense, except for that we're talking about a percentage of the population that's imperceptible.
Oh, okay.
That you would have permanent psychological damage from, especially edibles. That's where they've noticed a lot of the problems have been coming from.
Okay.
And they theorize that there's some people who, if you were predisposed to having a psychiatric condition, that maybe marijuana can exacerbate it. And but that doesn't seem that surprising.
No.
But the reality of it is it almost never happens.
Yeah.
Especially if you look at it statistically, like when you talk about the sample size and the population and the number of people that consume cannabis on a daily basis.
Oh, yeah.
And then this insignificant tiny, and then that group is so small. Well, okay, now that this information exists, stop presenting it like, hey, legalizing marijuana is a mistake because this could happen to one guy.
Right.
It's like, no, educate people that this could happen to one guy, But you also don't necessarily want to focus on that, because then people who don't have any predisposition to it will have an edible marijuana experience, and that will be all that's in their head.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and they'll have a really bad day, and that's not nice.
No. No.
But at the very least, I started seeing a lot of those. And then when this story first broke, the very first thing they did, the very first story I heard on NPR, they were like talking to some lady, and they were in a hospital where there were 4 people who they suspected had vaping related illness. And actually these 4 people were across a number of states.
Okay.
And they had these hospitals where totally there were 4, and all 4 of them vaped THC, and so the media leaped to this huge conclusion that it's well it must be something about what happens to the THC when you vaporize it. Reefer madness, right? And also, I would just like to say about the vape thing, like maybe the numbers will become more staggering to me later. But I don't mean to sound obtuse, but 800 sick people and 13 people dying is not an epidemic.
No.
It's not an outbreak. And in my opinion, I'm sure if you look at these people who died or have got these illnesses, they're the people that vape out of that thing that's the size of this beer can.
Yeah.
And it's full of juice that they bought, and they're taking big pulls on it.
Yeah.
But now they're pulling jewels off the shelf and like all these like quitting smoking devices that people I know for sure have had success because they quit smoking and then they get off of that thing and then they're done.
Yeah.
And we're literally having a conversation about something that is definitely a safer alternative to smoking cigarettes until all the data is in, obviously.
Yeah.
But it is definite. There are definitely way more than 800 people a year getting sick and dying from smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, that is definitely true.
Like by a magnitude of 30 or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're talking like tens of thousands of people get sick and die each year in this country from illnesses related to smoking cigarettes.
Right.
But we're literally seeing a media outcry about fucking 800 sick people.
Yeah. Yeah.
More people than that die during the flu season. Like, we're talking like, dude, the flu kills way more fucking people than that a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially when like the bird flu became more of a serious issue.
And now, and look too, this story broke, and guess what is fucking happening? You're seeing immediate reactionary legislation that is now making it easier to get cigarettes than it. And who has a bunch of fucking money and is a giant lobby? The tobacco industry.
The tobacco industry.
Who wants to see marijuana not become legal and wants to see the vape industry destroyed more than fucking cigarette companies?
Right. Damn.
What's up, Twitter world? I'm just saying.
That is a good take on that shit. Now, it's not something that I thought of, but it makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't mean to shit on your premise, but that's why when you're like, I want to, because I had been yelling about this in my car while listening to the news all week.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that, but that is a good, that's a great, solid conspiracy right there.
Yeah.
And it's something that definitely is probable and probably happening.
And
I wrote, you said it.
I spelled it out for everybody the way I want to have my conspiracy spelled out to me. Means, mode of opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
And there it is.
Damn.
And even the environment in which it's occurring.
Right.
An environment in which legalized at least medical marijuana federally is, two elections away probably.
Right.
You know what I mean? You could get it done.
I wonder if this...
and now this is going to be an argument, though. This bullshit about it making people insane or it's causing deaths in vape form or edibles, melt your brain and all this other shit. Like, now this is becoming a legitimate position after years of everyone being like, man, it ain't hurting nobody.
Yeah.
But now, federally, it could be legalized.
Yeah.
And there are some traditionally very evil entities looking to prevent that from happening.
I think it'll go federally, but then a certain amount of states, red states... Let's not beat around that fucking bush. We'll not let it, we'll still criminalize it in those states.
Yeah. I think, probably like Mississippi.
Yeah, those.
I think
those
Georgia's going to play
red
ball.
Yeah, Georgia and Florida. Definitely.
Yeah, Florida already has medical.
Because Florida, Georgia.
There's tourism.
South Carolina.
The Carolinas.
I don't think
maybe
South Carolina.
Not. I think maybe South Carolina, probably not North Carolina. Well, no,
North
Charleston.
Carolina? Which one?
Charleston's South Carolina. Charlotte is in
North Carolina.
I think the Carolinas move it, man. I think you're talking about. I bet Tennessee will be in. Like,
really?
Yeah, man.
I don't think
there's
Tennessee
so
will.
much money at stake.
There's a lot of money.
We're talking
at stake,
about.
though.
These are the states in the South that I mentioned that tend to make decisions more based on like money. You know what I mean?
Well, see, that's why I said
other than
South
North Carolina, they had the weird.
What's that dude?
The North Carolina was the bathroom law people.
Oh
that was,
shit! Yeah, that's weird. Yeah. So now,
but there was so much backlash from that.
One of those senators is from one of the Carolinas. This the dude that looks like a fucking turtle. What is his name?
Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell. Whichever one he's in. That one, I say,
North Carolina.
Yeah, that's why I said that.
I think Lindsey Graham, that angry lesbian, she's from South Carolina.
Mitch McConnell, one of those motherfuckers.
Lindsey Graham.
They have their hands in tobacco, whichever state that they represent.
Yeah.
So
well, all those guys in some respect do, but
right, yeah, but they're that whoever that person is, I'm thinking of is at the top of that pyramid.
There's going to be so much money to be made, though. It'd be it's a difficult.
It is
to overcome.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about Alabama? You think they're going to go?
No.
All right.
I think Alabama and Mississippi are your last two. Maybe even New Orleans is like bringing up the rear. Like Louisiana, maybe. Probably be.
I think Louisiana will.
I think Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama are probably my top three of the last picks.
Yeah.
That'd be cool with it.
Maybe South Dakota. I'll say South Dakota too.
Yeah, I don't know enough
unless
about
it's already.
South Dakota politics.
Is it already?
It may be. Medical there
I don't
already.
know. You don't really hear about the Dakotas at all, actually.
Yeah. Well, I know that whole area of the country is weird. Like Wyoming, like you have congressional, you have House representatives based on the number of people that live in your state. Wyoming has one. Yeah, there's some states that have like 10.
Wyoming is pretty big though, right?
Yeah, it has 1.
Really?
Yeah, there's more antelope than people in the state of Wyoming.
No shit.
Like by a bunch.
Isn't Wyoming like pivotal in the presidential race? Or am I
No.
thinking of
You may be thinking
other
Ohio or Utah.
Ohio, that's what it is. Yeah.
No, yeah, we let Ohio and Florida decide who gets to be president.
That's
It's
it.
a
That's
fucking
what it
shit
is.
show.
That's fucking. Hey, have you seen that movie Vice with about Dick Cheney, where Christian Bale was playing
No,
Dick
I haven't.
Cheney?
I want to see that. Though.
I watched that shit yesterday, and it
good?
is amazing, bro.
Yeah, I want to see that, and I never watched W.
W wasn't bad.
Yeah,
They have the guy playing W. Fuck, what is his name? God, he has such a cool name too. But the guy playing W in the movie Vice is amazing. Sam Rockwell.
yeah,
There it is. Yeah, I knew it. Yeah. But yeah. From top to bottom, the casting was great. The story is wild. Like I learned a lot about him because I really didn't know shit about him until the when he was a vice president. But before then, he was all over DC and I don't know. I don't want to fucking give him a blowjob on my podcast.
Yeah,
but you know he's
man,
been.
you get excited about something. I wasn't saying anything.
He's like nah, he was just in DC for a while. Dick Cheney was, and then man, that shit. It went from the beginning of his career all the way up. It started with like September 11th, and then they had the flashback to how it all started and all this shit. Him and George W. They pretty much started as the same. They were the party guys. You know, they didn't have a bright future ahead of them, and then they got into politics. And
it doesn't hurt if your
is.
dad was the head of the CIA and
That
the
too.
president at some point.
Yeah, I mean,
Pretty easy.
that pretty fucking helps. You
There
know,
was
I'm
always
pretty sure
that-
he can skate through that USA Jobs application process.
There was that whole deal too, though. Like when Trump got elected, where I assumed time was a flat circle and the election would be Jeb Bush and Hillary Clinton, like no matter what anyone did. And it was just funny to watch. Like Jeb Bush turned out to be such a turd.
Yeah.
And you're like,
oh,
because there was always kind of this narrative about George W. that like, he sidestepped Jeb. Like Jeb should have been the dude, and he did this despite his dad. But like turned because Jeb had been the governor of Florida forever, and he like had kind of this track record of like making some like centrist moves.
Yeah,
and
that
kind
was
of
his
being
thing,
a little
yeah.
bit, willing to talk across the aisle kind of thing.
That was his thing.
And so they thought he would be like this hybrid guy that would just because he was Jeb, and then it just turned out he was a complete turd.
He got fucking thrown around.
Bad.
Holy shit, dude.
When he was at that, he was like talking. I think he was talking to like some old people.
Yeah.
He was giving that speech to that group of people, and he
such
like
a wet towel. Like,
yeah, and he like hit like a
golly.
little punchline or a little applause break, and it was quiet, and he was like, "Please clap." That was the moment where I was like, "Oh man,
Damn,
that was
like,
it."
Oh man, it's not gonna be
Guess
held
it's not
to
gonna
you.
be that guy.
No, nope, not him.
Please
Not him
clap.
at all. Damn.
We do need to hear that though.
He
I'll pull it up.
really was like gonna be in the next one of the next presidents. The next presidents,
Yeah.
and it just went left on him. And I want to feel sorry for him, but I don't feel sorry for him. I mean, shit. You win some, you lose some. You're a governor of a whole state.
There we go. Let's see here. Oh, God, are they going to be talking over it?
The president needs to be a lot quieter, but send a signal
Oh,
that
here
we're
it goes.
prepared to act in the national security interests of this country to get back in the business of creating a more peaceful world. Please clap.
Over. Cringy.
How would you? Oh my God! If you were in his position,
In the business of creating a more peaceful world.
Please clap.
Please clap.
That's a drop.
Yeah.
Let me
it
make sure I
definitely
save
is.
that.
If you were running for president, how would you react to that? I mean, what would be your next move if you were in that position?
Rescind my candidacy immediately.
That has to
never
be
go in
bad,
public
dude.
again.
Dude, I'm telling you, if you get a nice following and you're like, let's see, I'm going to legalize weed and legalize prostitution. Who knows? I don't care. And you be upfront with the people like, I know I'm kind of an underdog, but here's what I'm going to do for you if you vote for me.
Yep.
Nah, that's my campaign. That's it. That's the whole campaign. I don't care. I have one-liners.
Well, most of these,
the whole debate's just one-liners. I don't know.
I guess the Chiefs weren't going to let it happen.
Damn.
Yeah.
Nope.
in the final 2 minutes. Oh. Sorry, watching football.
The Lions are what, 2-1 in one? Yeah, they're still in good shape.
They're
not in good shape at all.
I need a fresh beer. Do you need one?
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
I'll be right back. We gotta keep talking. I'll just talk louder.
But no, I don't know. For me, I know there's a lot of money into it. There's like, oh my God, you're running for president, blah blah blah. You gotta do all this, but do people get tired of hearing that same shit? The same normal politician run on something that's relevant, something that can help the country. You got places like Colorado that legalize weed, and they have so much money for so much other stuff.
They got money coming out of their ears.
Oh shit, you don't want to see that. That's not good news.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Trubisky coming off the field.
Fuck.
We got Chase Daniel, I guess, gonna
Chase that.
Former Missouri standout.
Yeah.
Heisman Trophy third runner up.
Oh, I like those uniforms.
I do not.
You don't like them?
No. I think they look quite stupid. I'd rather they were wearing leather helmets.
What were we talking about? Politics. Yeah. People get tired of hearing the same shit.
Stay on that if you want.
No, I mean, just before we move off of that, the people don't have to. I know me. I'm tired of hearing these damn carbon copy politicians and their bullshit. Got to get something different.
I just want
one to legalize
to
weed, legalize prostitution. Do it. I don't give a shit.
I just want one of them to be honest and roll up to the podium and be like,
"White power, how are you guys doing?"
That's how it is. Yeah.
Please clap.
Just have enough balls. Yeah. Have enough balls to fucking own it.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
It. That's how it is. Yeah.
Just
Yeah. Don't beat around that bush.
Look, look. I'm saying if someone was like, "That's my platform and that's what I'm running on,"
Yeah.
and just laid it out there like that,
Yeah.
be like, "All right, well, at least we know where he
All right,
stands."
yeah. Just hear him out.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
We
You
know.
know?
We know he doesn't really have any new exciting ideas.
Yeah,
but,
no, but it's different. You know.
What if
even
Chase
black people
Daniels
would be like,
comes in here and laces these fools?
"Oh
He
shit,
just
that'd
threw
be
a long
crazy.
first down.
What?
Watch.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Chase Daniels isn't bad.
He played 2 games last year.
Yeah.
He played in the Thanksgiving game and eviscerated the Lions.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh,
and then he
yeah.
came out the next week and sucked, and they were like, okay, well, we better bring Trubisky back next week. They thought they could give him an extra week off. But
no.
Yeah.
Gonna need him.
But, yeah, he's got it in him.
All
Just
right.
get out there and sling it
What
around.
happens here?
Not great podcasting. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, that's the show. Good night. I don't know what y'all still fucking here for. I don't know if you made it this far. Then we turned off the music like 30 seconds. We turned off the music 30 minutes ago. Like I don't know. That's your cue to get the fuck out of here.
Why are you?
Why are you still here? That's Graham. I'm Tony. This is Pod Caviar. I don't know. Go to Shirt Caviar and buy a fucking shirt since you're still here. You know, you still fucking hanging out. Like okay, cool.
Hang up.
Yeah, right. Like no,
Well, then
you hang
up.
up first,
Jesus
motherfucker.
Christ.
Look, subscribe to the 1 Gram Army podcast. Subscribe to 1 Gram Army podcast. Subscribe to Pod Caviar. Shop at Shirt Caviar and find Game Caviar on Twitch. That's Graham. I'm Tony. We made the world better by podcasting today. You're welcome. Peace.